വിദേശ പഠനമാണോ നിങ്ങളുടെ ലക്ഷ്യം? എഡ് അബ്രോഡ് നിങ്ങളെ സഹായിക്കും. കൂടുതൽ വിവരങ്ങൾക്ക് ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷനിലുള്ള ലിങ്ക് ക്ലിക്ക് ചെയ്യുക.
20-ൽ പരം ഔഷധികൾ ഒന്നു ചേർന്ന ഹരിതകി ഹെർബൽ ഹെയർ കെയർ പ്രൊഡക്ട്സ്.
ഒരു അപൂർവമായ പ്രണയകഥയാണ് മൈക്കിളിന്റെയും ആദിത്യയുടെയും. 1991 ഒരു പബ്ബിൽ വെച്ചാണ് അമേരിക്കക്കാരനായ മൈക്കിളിനെ ആദിത്യ ആദ്യമായി കാണുന്നത്. തുടർന്ന് വർഷങ്ങൾ നീണ്ട പ്രണയ കാലഘട്ടം. ഒടുവിൽ മൈക്കിളിനെ ഇന്ത്യയിലേക്ക് ആദിത്യ കൂട്ടിക്കൊണ്ടുവന്നു. മകന്റെ പ്രണയത്തിന് സ്നേഹപൂർവ്വം ആദിത്യയുടെ അമ്മയുടെ സമ്മതം. അങ്ങനെ ഗേ വിവാഹം കേട്ടുകേൾവി പോലുമില്ലാത്ത ഇന്ത്യയിൽ ഇരുവരും 1993 വിവാഹിതരായി. ഇത് അവരുടെ കഥയാണ്. മൈക്കിളിന്റെയും ആദിത്യയുടെയും ആ മനോഹര പ്രണയത്തിന്റെ കഥയാണിത്.
That I was gay. Or when I came out, I told everyone, because I believe being gay, many people attend.
And it's been 30 years.
There were so many people who still are afraid, like how in this case, in this age, we still can't do it, and how did you do it then? So, well, they should ask themselves that. They should move forward, they should also embrace the moment and do it. Then be brave,
Normally, when people say gay marriages, they don't last so much. Yours is a very successful love story.
All the people who said that to me are straight people whose marriages have broken a few times themselves.
Exactly.
And
I know that.
It's kind of a laughable thing because, straight marriages are pretty fragile. We are unaffected by what people say because as gay people, we know if we start responding to every person, every silly statement someone utters, things they say, there's no need. We live our lives. We set an example.
And your kids are 10 years old now, right?
Yeah.
We lived in the States for 20 years, but then when we decided to have children, we came back to India.
They treat them like any other kids. I don't think there's any, their classmates know they have two fathers. We made a point when we got them into school, we visited the teachers, we tell them we are a special family, that they should use gender neutral terms in the classroom, not emphasize mom and dad. Well, my parents were very open-minded people to begin with, and I think they wanted to see me happy, and I think they had a good amount of respect for my own judgment as a person, that I had, would make the right choice.
ഗേ മാരേജ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ലെസ്ബിയൻ മാരേജ് ഇത്തരം വാക്കുകളൊന്നും ഒട്ടും പ്രചാരത്തിലില്ലാതിരുന്ന ഒരു കാലത്ത്, കൃത്യമായിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ 1990-കളിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ വളരെ വളരെ ധൈര്യത്തോടെ മുന്നോട്ട് വന്ന ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു സ്നേഹമുണ്ട്, ഇതും ഒരു സ്നേഹമാണ്, ഇതും നോർമലാണ് എന്ന് പറയാൻ ധൈര്യം കാണിച്ച ഒരു കപ്പിളാണ് ഇന്ന് എന്റെ കൂടെ ഉള്ളത്. മൈക്കിൾ ആൻഡ് ആദിത്യ, വെൽക്കം ടു ദ ഷോ ഐസ് ബ്രേക്ക് വിത്ത് ബീന.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Thank you. Same here. I happen to see your life story and I find it very interesting. So thought of interviewing you guys.
Okay, thank you.
I came to know that you guys knew each other right from 1991 and then you guys decided to get married in 1993, right?
Right.
Yes.
And Aditya, I wonder how did your parents were so happy and so convinced about such a relationship? I really wanted to know about it at first.
Well, my parents were very open-minded people to begin with, and I think they wanted to see me happy, and I think they had a good amount of respect for my own judgment as a person, that I had, would make the right choice about finding the right partner, and so I think they trusted me to have the right thought behind, how to go about life. So they had that trust in me, and so they suggested it when I introduced Michael to them. They liked Michael and they knew me and they knew the kind of things I like, which is mostly art and, art, sort of more, I have an artistic side, which I've always had since I was a child. And so Michael is also similarly an artist and he's interested in India. They liked him and so they suggested.
But they had any difficulty at any point of time when you told these things to them? I came to know that your mother asked you, why didn't you get married? That's quite surprising and shocking for me.
Well, I had already come out to my parents in 1989.
Oh, cool.
When I was 26, and I had told them I was gay. And of course, the one day I told them, they had a lot of questions, but basically at the end of the day, they said, you should have told us earlier, that you should have been really not carry this burden on your own. And so they really wanted us to be happy. And they said, you should have told us earlier. So when they told us that, I think that was what, was the takeaway, that for them, it was okay that we were going to be together, because actually, when I came out to my mother, she said, well, we'll put in an ad in the Hindustan Times, boy seeks boy. And she had a sense of humor, so she wanted to, she always made a joke about everything. So she suggested that. So when we had discussion about it, what it meant to be gay, whether whether it means don't like women or anything like that. And so, that's kind of what she felt.
Yeah, I understand. I am sorry if I am wrong, but I really wanted to know, normally when people say gay marriages, they don't last so much. It will last for a couple of years, but yours is a very successful love story. It's been there for years.
All the people who said that to me are straight people whose marriages have broken a few times themselves.
Exactly.
And
I know that.
I can tell you many straight people whose marriage hasn't worked, and our own cousins and families. So it's kind of a laughable thing, because, straight marriages are pretty fragile, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think
and how did you respond to them when such people come and tell you like these marriages don't last for so long? How did you respond to them?
You don't need to respond to anyone. They can say whatever they want. We are unaffected by what people say. Because as gay people, we know if we start responding to every person, every silly statement someone utters, things they say, there's no need. We live our lives, we set an example. And if they have a problem, that's their problem. It's not our problem. And it's patently untrue. If someone says something silly, why do you have to respond to it? There's many couples I know who've been in long-term relationships. We have friends. If gay marriage was given, shall we say, the sanctity of society, the blessings of society, they will last here also. If you don't allow something to happen, then how do you know if it's going to last or not? If gay marriage is allowed, you will find there will be many gay marriages that will succeed. Equally, there will be gay marriages. It will be the same quantity or ratio of divorces will happen in gay community as will happen in the straight community. Right now, divorce is rising in India. It's happening not in the gay community because we aren't allowed to marry. It's rising in the straight community. So actually, so straight marriage, that's another issue. Why are marriages breaking and what makes a marriage last? I think that's a separate subject.
I don't know whether gay marriages are legal in India at that point of time.
No, this is what we had was a ceremony. I would call it a ceremony. It's not even legal right now. Yeah, it's before the Supreme Court to decide this now in the next few months. I think March. In next month they will be having hearings. They've already assembled and put all the cases pending before the different high courts into one bundle, and they're going to now announce a judgment within this year. We are hoping, and we are hoping it'll be positive in our favor because we've waited long enough.
True.
For a clear injustice, because there's no reason if two people love each other why they shouldn't be allowed to marry. We don't harm anyone by loving each other.
Very true. And Michael, you came from another country, and coming to India and settle down here in India is a tough task for you, I guess. How was it? How did you manage such things?
Well, I actually used to live in Kerala at one time. I studied Kathakali. I went to school in Kodaikanal in Tamil Nadu. So my family had different, from academic background, they did a lot of research in Indian culture. So yeah, I like India very much.
So coming and settling down here in India is not a tough task for you, it seems.
No.
And in 1993, you guys got married. And then you settled down here in India. How was the response? How was the neighbors' response? How was the relatives' response? How was it altogether?
Well, Michael's family wasn't here at that time because it was done spontaneously. But we approached, someone who was, kind of our my guru, Swami Bodhanand, who happens to be Malayali also. And he said, this is nothing, wrong, because it's about the union of souls, marriage is about two people liking each other. He is a very enlightened person. And he's a very bright man, he can explain things very clearly. So he said, that's fine. And he knew me very well. He knew my mother. He said, I'll perform a ceremony for you. So he did that for us. And he said he would perform it with Harihara, Shiv and Vishnu come together at one point to create a union. Ayappan was actually in South Indian Kerala, is his shrine. And so he said that's happened in Indian culture and it's not a bad thing. And if you truly love each other, you should get married. And so we called all my family. I'd already told all these people, right, 2 years before that I was gay. All family, all my friends. When I came out, I told everyone, because I believe being gay is a private thing, of course, for people who want to keep it private, but ultimately our society won't change if everyone keeps everything private. So, it's better for gay people at this moment in time when we are oppressed and we are sort of seen. It's very convenient for society to forget that gay people exist because they don't want to hear about it or know that gay people exist. So it's actually, I feel, incumbent on gay people to tell other people, straight people, that they're gay, so that they know that gay people exist like everyone else. To normalize our existence, it's important for other people to know about us. So if everyone is silent, then how will society ever change? So I've always wanted to change society that way by at least explaining I'm gay to even the poorest person, the richest person, all my relatives. I told them I have to change their mind. I'm the agent of change. You have to be the agent of change. So the only way you can change society is by telling people your truth. And we had already done that. Michael came out when he was 17, when he was very young. So he hasn't had to, he didn't have any problems with this either. And so all these people came to our wedding. We had a lovely party the night before. We have many people attend. It was a nice ceremony. There wasn't a negative reaction.
Very happy to hear that. And it's been 30 years. Happy 30th anniversary to you guys.
And one thing is that we lived in the States for 20 years, but then when we decided to have children, we came back to India. And bringing up children in India is a great thing. It's a really wonderful environment. And
very nice.
With us, I think a lot of couples don't need children. A lot of couples do. And it doesn't matter what the orientation of the couples is. If you need children, you need children. And this is a great society to bring them up.
And I really wanted to know, was surrogacy an easy thing for you guys? Because I have heard that there are so many hurdles.
No, 10 years ago when we did it, 11 years ago, it was happening in India. It was a flourishing thing, and many gay people were having children, and through surrogacy, it was quite common. So many people from abroad. And since then also, we have friends who it's only recent, this last year, that it was banned in India. But it wasn't that difficult for us. No, we found a good doctor. He supported us. He said gay people would be wonderful parents because you truly want to have children. Many people don't have children. Straight people have children. They don't even want them. They just happen to have children. Then suddenly the child doesn't get all the love it should get as a human being. But he says, you are gay people, you really want children, you'll make wonderful parents. So,
and we also still support in our own way the surrogate mother. We're very grateful to what she's done, and we help her out every Diwali. We get a call and we help them out, and it's very nice, and very thankful for what she did for us. And that really changed their lives in a wonderful way.
Yeah, and right from the early years, you guys have taught the children what all these things. I knew that. The talks in the courts. Right from the early years, you guys were teaching your kids about the gay marriage, LGBTQ, and all such stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
These children understand everything. Even when they're small, they have to be taught everything, and they understand everything. They can see they have two men who are their parents, and we got books. They are published about two fathers or two mothers. We explain to them we are a special family, and they're quite happy with that. I don't think they say we would love it, we like it the way it is, we won't want to change it at all. And so they've seen we have friends who have similar couples in the West who have children, and gay couples and
lesbian couples.
Actually, when around the time we had children, there was like a wave of gay people having children. So we have at least about 10 other friends who we knew as single men who are now partnered have children. So it's not uncommon in the West now. Yeah.
Well, even people, you know, some people aren't, for every reason, they don't find a sort of soul partner as a married partner, and so they become single parents, and it's great, you know.
There are all types of families in the
Yeah.
world. Some children are brought up by their grandparents. Some children are brought up by their mothers and sisters, by their sisters and brothers. Children are adopted. You know, some children have just a single mother. Some children just have a single father. So there are all types of families in the world, you know. So it's not like there's only one type of family. There's predominantly, you know, but I think there's some families where there's multiple wives, and some families are joint families where your uncle or your aunt is kind of like your mother also, because they grew up. So the notion of family is an elastic idea, and we fall within that elastic system.
As long as the love is there, that's the important thing, the love. Our families and our relationships need that protection from the government. You know, we need to be recognized as a unit, that what marriage gives, and the family is accepted and everything is protected. Otherwise, it's, you know, all families need the support of the government.
But our family, our immediate relationship, my uncles, aunts, Michael's parents, my parents, we've all, for all these years, we've had our relations have all supported us.
But the thing that they would have somebody who had blamed your parents for supporting all such things, right? They would have somebody, some rare people.
Parents never told me about it, and frankly, you shouldn't worry about these things in society. Nowadays in society, if a girl wears a short skirt, she's blamed for that. If she's raped, she's blamed for being raped. So, you know, people have, people there to blame everything. You can't even, now we are reaching a state where you can't even have interfaith marriage. Even that's being frowned upon. So society is something you should just not worry about. If you're going to worry about society and lead your life, you know, you may as well give up already.
Yeah. Now, I would like to take you back to memory, maybe some 30 years ago. What was the first thing that you noticed in Michael, and how did the love story begin?
Well, we met at a club. We had both gone dancing. We met at a gay club in California, where I was living at the time as a student. And we met, and Michael sent over a friend of his to call me to that table. So when I looked over and I saw Michael, I liked him, and he gave me a big smile. And I went over to that table and we chatted and we just connected. And since then, we've been together since the night we met. We liked each other's, I don't know, I like the things he says, you know, he tells me interesting things. So I like that. He has some theory for everything.
Yeah, brain, it's true.
He always has something to say about something. I like people who are interesting, you know. So of course, you know, there's a physical attraction in all relations, but beyond that, there has to be a mental connect that keeps you together. Mental, emotional connect. So it's difficult to explain.
And your kids are 10 years old now, right?
Yeah.
And how did the community or the people around them treat them?
They treat them like any other kids. I don't think there's any. Yeah, their classmates know they have two fathers. Their teachers, all, of course, we just came back from a parent-teacher meeting, and one of their teachers is Malayali, in fact. But we made a point when we got them into school. We visited the teachers. We tell them we are a special family, that they should use gender-neutral terms in the classroom, not emphasize mom and dad, but say parents. So they agreed to that, and they are very sensitive teachers. It's a good school, and so their friends all come over. I think one thinks that there'll be more problems than there are. Actually, we so far are going good.
Yeah, their friends' birthday parties. Like we're like any other parent, and everyone just treats us like any other parent. It never even comes up.
If we have anything, there's maybe a divide around age. You know, their friends' parents are younger. We are older parents, but beyond that, we're, you know.
Yeah, beyond that, there is no such things. And
Right.
but still, Michael is Popsy to them.
I'm Popsy and he's
Oh, you're
Daddy.
Popsy. Oh, really? I thought the other way. And who found out the term Popsy?
I think they just made it up.
Well, see, his father is Papa, and my father's Daddy.
Ah.
So,
I think the kids just made it up, Popsy. Even their friends call me Popsy.
Mm-hmm. And you guys are living together, happily living together for 30 plus years now. If you're given a chance to say an advice to the younger generation, what would you say? I'm not asking about gay people
No,
or
Well,
but
I
I am
think
asking in general the key to a successful marriage, successful relationship. What is that?
we gotta let people be themselves, I think.
you let people be themselves and you must be yourself. You can't hide your truth to the younger gay generation. I'd say you have to be brave. Don't worry about what your mother is going to think or your father or your aunts and uncles. You have to live life for yourself and you have to be brave. You can't live life by being a coward. And face yourself and live your truth and be brave. And even I would say that to all the younger generation that you must, be kind of face life and not give up easily. And don't worry too much about society. Don't worry at all about society. Yeah, no.
Yeah, beyond physical intimacy, physical attractions, what is that one thing that bond you guys each other?
I think, in fact, it has to be in all marriages, there has to be something that goes beyond physical intimacy. And for me, I think it is, you have to find the other person interesting because I can't bear boring people. So if someone's boring, I
totally understand the fact that Michael is a very entertaining person and very lovely person.
But also I found was that at the very beginning we have the same sense of humor.
Ah.
So when someone is easy to laugh with, that adds a lot of joy to life. Yeah.
And we like the same things, because it so happens because it's not arranged marriage. We like traveling, we like seeing parks and buildings and old things. And we're interested in, neither of us are really interested in sports or movies, mass culture. So we like reading and, music and kind of, we have our interests overlap. So we can quite happily go for a walk in the park and look at our plants. We like gardening. So we have common interests. So all couples should have common interests, and if they don't, many don't, I don't know what to tell them. The husband goes golfing, the wife goes to the kitty party, that I don't know where they come together, but but it's good to have some commonalities.
Yeah, understand.
Space, you must give each other space,
And it's very fortunate to know that it's very fortunate to get the perfect partner for each person, right?
We are lucky that way. We are lucky that we don't.
Exactly. I wanted to tell you the same thing. You guys are so lucky. You found the right person, and you found the person you found a forever person.
Well, no one is ever 100% right, okay? You have to accept that everyone is 80% right. The 20% you have to adjust to. 20% you have to adjust to. No one is going to be exactly like you want them to be, but as long as they're kind of, 80% there, I think you have to be realistic about these things.
Yeah. And I'm really happy
because the younger generation has a big checklist, and I'm addressing this to them that if they want it like this and this and this and Mr. Perfect or Miss Perfect, she's not going to come along.
But we had checklists too. We just had to get rid of them soon. Like his checklist, his partner had to play Scrabble.
Oh.
He had to wait till we had children to play Scrabble.
And I am so happy to know that you guys have a Kerala connection too.
Yeah, we love Kerala. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I'm really happy that I got to meet such a person who introduced gay marriages to the Indian community way before, some 30 years ago.
But we have a lovely video which I haven't posted on YouTube.
Oh, please do share us.
One day I'll post it. Right now it's in our private history box.
Oh, yeah.
But we have, we didn't do it because we thought we were making history. My mom suggested it and I thought, well, that's okay, let's try it. And it seemed like a good idea. We loved each other and we thought it was a good idea. So for us, it wasn't like anything we were doing to do anything to make an impact on society. But as it turns out, we sent it's a lovely page, People of India, and I saw they had posted another gay couple in Bangalore, their marriage video. So I thought I'll post mine too. And so we've got 6 million views. But of the comments we got, there were so many people who still are afraid. They're like, how in this case, in this age, we still can't do it. And how did you do it then? So, well, they should ask themselves that. They should move forward. They should also embrace the moment and be brave,
Yeah. Anyhow, I am so happy that I got to meet you guys, and wishing you 100 more years of togetherness, 100 more years of happiness, and what more? I don't know what to say more. Anyhow, very happy
when we come to Kerala, we'll look you up, okay?
Yeah, please do.
We might be coming to Cochin soon, so I'll call you, okay?
Sure. Looking forward to meeting you guys in person.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you,
Bye, thanks
Michael.
so much.
Thank you, Aditya. Thanks for your time.
Bye. Thanks, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
വിദേശ പഠനമാണോ നിങ്ങളുടെ ലക്ഷ്യം? എഡ് അബ്രോഡ് നിങ്ങളെ സഹായിക്കും. കൂടുതൽ വിവരങ്ങൾക്ക് ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷനിലുള്ള ലിങ്ക് ക്ലിക്ക് ചെയ്യുക.
20-ൽ പരം ഔഷധികൾ ഒന്നു ചേർന്ന ഹരിതകി ഹെർബൽ ഹെയർ കെയർ പ്രൊഡക്ട്സ്.